Neshoba, Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we embark on Tuesday, March the 4th.
Yes, March 4th. We're getting right on down the road in the middle of March.
What was it, Julius Caesar thing, the Ides of March?
Are upon you.
I thought I remembered that from something I had to learn.
It was a poem somewhere, you know, when they made us study things like that in school.
Julius Caesar, if I remember right, that whole speech there.
Yeah. I couldn't say it if I had to.
If I read over it, I might could remember, because I remember having to get up in front of the class and do that whole thing there.
Yeah, for book reports and.
I don't miss those days.
Oh,
if I had to go back to school at this age, I would be in trouble.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah. I don't know. Would it be easier? I mean, now they teach you the test. Used to, you had to learn the subject and then go take a test.
Let me tell you something. I went to the University of West Alabama, University of Alabama, when I was 42 and started taking classes in safety. And I don't know, I went over there 3 or 4 years, and it was awful. There was people trying to cheat off me, and I'm like, whatever you do not cheat off of me.
You ain't gonna make it.
It ain't good. Now, I can get up there and talk to everybody, but y'all calm down, quit that. It was like,
look funny. If you want to,
but be prepared.
Gonna pass.
But it's the older you get, the harder it is, in my opinion. This is just me sometimes, to learn those new tricks, because we're all set in our ways. You know what I mean by that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember going to college, taking a little mini tape recorder and recording the classes.
That's smart.
You know, and then going back and re-listening to it as I go over my notes.
And the great thing about this stuff is now that you can take pictures. You know, years ago you had to write everything. You can snap a picture of something and go back and study.
Well, they probably email it to you now.
They didn't appreciate that at the state of Alabama, University of West Alabama. They told me to stop that.
Ashley says she didn't like speech class. I kind of enjoyed speech class. Yeah,
I had Ricky Skaggs teaching it up at Scuba Tech. Remember it very well.
Golly, and I know my teacher's name, and I can't remember.
Cy Williams was mine, but he looked, y'all, I am not kidding you, he looked like Ricky Skaggs. Everywhere he went, people asked for his autograph. It was hilarious. Tough. But that's been many, many moons ago. How do y'all feel? Now, we're asking if you've got a business or a school that we do not have, to let us know by inboxing us. We got a couple new ones, and then we're going to go over the list. Choctaw Schools will dismiss today at 1 p.m. We also got Dreams Come True Child Care. That's going to dismiss at 3 o'clock this afternoon. I did not have that listed on the list, Odie, and here's what we have here.
So we're coming up now. We've got Meridian Public Schools, elementary 150, middle school 225, high school 225, and then going down early dismissal for Enterprise an hour early, Neshoba Central 2 p.m., Newton County Schools an hour early, so I got 2 p.m., Newton County Academy, Kemper County Schools at 1:30, Louisville Municipal School 2 o'clock, Poplar Springs Drive United Methodist Church After School Center is closed, so no school after school today. Scott County Schools 1 p.m., Union Public Schools 2 p.m., Meridian Community College at 2 p.m. today, Meridian Classical Center for Learning at 1:30, and then Quitman Junior High, Quitman Lower Elementary, and Quitman Upper Elementary, and Quitman High School 12:10 p.m. 12 p.m. for Quitman Junior High. Pre-K at 11:30. Parent pickup for pre-K 11:45.
They had a bunch going on there, didn't they?
Man, that's a lot right there. Russell Christian Academy 7th through 12th grade, they're going to dismiss at 2:10. Kindergarten through 6th grade at 2:30. And the preschool in Pottersville will close today at 2:30. Philadelphia pre-K at 1, high school at 1:15, Philadelphia Elementary 1:30, and elementary pickup at 1:45.
Now, Lauderdale County schools will be 2 o'clock also.
2 o'clock, yep.
Now, we have not heard anything from East Mississippi Community College, which is the Scuba campus, and we have not heard from East Central Community College that is in Decatur. I haven't heard anything on that. We have no businesses that have been listed leaving early or doctor's offices at this point. So if you've got one of those, please inbox us, let us know. And it may be one of those things that y'all decide later today as you monitor the weather and what time the storm is going to arrive that you make that decision. And what time that ever is, let us know. We would...
You get Jeff over here talking about
He's trying to pick on you.
Kindergarten.
Kindy. Yeah. Sometimes you got to attend that.
Kind of like tennis shoes.
What was it?
Tennis shoes. They're tennis shoes.
Yeah, I've heard that. And of course, our favorite, Chester drawers.
Chester drawers.
Oh, yeah. Chester, he was a famous guy. And I'm going to be honest about it. I didn't know it for the first 30 years of my life that there was a chest of drawers and there was Chester. Everybody in my family said there was Chester.
Wasn't no Chester. Yeah. I've had some people ask me, why are schools letting out early? Well, let me tell you, you're driving down the road, one of those big billboards that are yellow
dog,
and they're flat, and a little bit of wind get it and start to rock that thing. We care about our little kiddos there, and we want junior and juniorette to be safe. And you can't close school for junior and juniorette that's on the school bus and keep everybody else there. So, best thing, go ahead and close the school a little early. And make sure everybody is safe. We're always looking out for junior and juniorette there.
And that's what that's all about. And we want them safe. We want you safe. And we're going to get. Yeah. I went over some of this stuff during the 6:30 show, but don't stay in those rooms with trees near them. The later you get now, and keep this in mind of when the wind starts, and we're going to have winds gusting up to 70 miles an hour.
60, 70 mile an hour wind constant.
These back roads, Odie, you know more about it than I do.
You know, these winds, it's not just your pine trees, especially a lot of your hardwoods get blown and they fall over the direction of the wind. Your pine trees, they're pretty stable. They got deep roots. And as they get pushed over with the wind, when the wind stops, that gust stops, and that tree snaps back, that's when you start sniping the top of these trees out. And it's going to fall on top of a car.
It's like a missile coming down.
It can be a missile coming down. And that's why you don't see a lot of power crews out when the wind's up, because you don't know how the tops of these trees are going to be. And it's dangerous for them. And if we have power outage, you can rest assured, MEPA, Mississippi Power, they're going to be on it. They've got to be safe, and they're going to get out just as soon as it's possibly safe to do that. But for all our linemen out there, y'all stay safe. Firemen, police, deputies, everybody out there working, y'all be safe and stay vigilant for tonight. And y'all at your house, make sure you've got your plan of what to do if a tornado comes.
Look at you going ahead and using the V word before 7:30.
And I hadn't even finished my coffee yet,
Man,
and it still came
That's
out.
Impressive, Odie.
Yeah, I was proud of myself.
We'll try a new word in a minute. I don't know what it is yet, but it's something comes to me. It's scary. We tried Googling it. Nobody in the room could figure out how to spell that.
Spell check sure didn't work.
No, it didn't.
No replacements found.
We'll be right back. We're going to tell you a few of the headlines that are shaping America. We got a lot of things that are happening that are local today that you got to know about. Some foot chases, some car chases, and some arrests. I saw it all right there. We'll be right back.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian, where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates of over 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. One of the saddest things that we would learn from yesterday, and a man that we don't know a lot about to this day.
Yeah.
We just know he was the lucky fella that some 60 years ago married Dolly Parton. As we would learn late yesterday, he has passed away.
Yeah, that's terrible, and definitely prayers go out to Dolly.
But here's a rare glimpse, and this is Carl Dean. As we look at this, and to my knowledge, it really hasn't been released what he passed away of. As we go back up, this is early on when they first got married. The inspiration not far after that for Jolene down at the bank. It would all happen just that way. As we go up, here's a later in life as they're moving along. I guess that was probably during the 80s, somewhere along there.
Yeah.
And then as we climb to the top here from Daily Mail, this is, let me get up here. Here he is later in life. He passed away. He was 82. And again, 60 years is a long time to be with somebody.
Yeah, it is.
That was from 2019. So it's been a few years. That's 5-7 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago at least, as we look at that. As we looked at Daily Mail there to get that story. And it's everywhere now. And, have some prayers there for Dolly. They were close, although they... As she talked about, and I'm sure you've read all of that, where he went to one award show and told her he'd never go to another. Just wasn't his cup of tea. Didn't mean they didn't love one another. So who do you think will be trying to move in on Dolly? This does happen a lot of times.
What's that achy, breaky heart?
I doubt he could pull that one off.
No, he can't pull it off. He had to do a whole lot of
He's got
cleaning.
longer hair than she does.
Yeah.
Of course, my first one would be, he's no longer with us. If Kenny Rogers was here, he would try to be.
He would.
But
all
Dolly.
that plastic he's got.
Bless it. But Dolly, we think of her during this time, and we'll see what becomes of this. And they're going to have a private ceremony for him.
I could see that because they are.
He was
private.
a very private fellow there. And, I have never, and I don't know if anyone has publicly, Dolly, I'm not sure that without the wig you would really know what she looked like. What's under there?
No. There's only two things that'll give her away.
Well, that could be confused. I mean, with the face there. If you did, she had a jacket on, you would know.
Wouldn't have a clue.
Right.
Yeah.
So, love her to death.
Some people are talking, and y'all have hit my little pet peeve.
And what's your pet peeve today?
School.
What about?
Yeah, I'm with y'all 100%. Safest place to be for Junior is in school, because if Junior's at home by himself, Mom and Daddy's not there, something happened, Junior's safer at school than he is at home. I'm with you. But under the circumstances, because we allow insurance companies to dictate to us how we're going to do things now, the school system's not done locally. That rule comes from a little higher, that they're going to send kids home. So I'm with you. I think they should be at school. I'm one of those that I think that every time you build a brand new school, you build a basement under every single building you do, and have storm shelters at every school for school kids. That's just, we can go chase that rabbit all the way down a rabbit hole, but because of that, they have to send them home, and it is better to send them home early because the buses have got to drop them off and get back to the school
before it gets into the storm.
Before it gets bad. Yep. So
we're going to miss something tonight also. during the storm is going to be the first presidential address there of where Trump addresses Congress. And most likely here in Mississippi, we're going to be kind of occupied with the storm. Now, some of you that aren't scared of weather won't be paying attention to it and may watch, but there will be a lot of us that miss that due to the weather coming in, and I'm sure that it will be online, and you'll be able to go back and watch it later as he addresses what he sees for the nation over the next little bit. Just one of those things that can't be helped, bad weather moving in, and safety is a big concern. So that is happening tonight, and you may not even be aware that tonight is the night that will happen.
Do you remember the days where we used to have to program the VCR to record a channel at a certain time?
I remember
because
that.
If we missed it, we would still have it.
You remember those blinking lights that you couldn't make go away and you couldn't figure out how to program it?
Yeah, some people called it the clock. I got one of them.
It was an art to programming that to set it at 8 o'clock to make it grab whatever you wanted. Those days are gone.
Yeah, we don't have to do
Don't
that
you have
no
a
more.
VCR you're trying to hawk?
No. I've got a VCR we're going to use.
You're not going to hawk it?
No.
Okay.
I got a few more church pews. Okay. You want to buy a church pew?
Well, I may. I need to
Hey, look,
ask.
hey, 8-foot church pew, $10.
Yeah.
Come on.
'Cause
Solid wood.
Odie got a little carried away there with his bidding.
Oh, well. My wife bought something. My wife bought everything.
Bless
I just helped her
Toted.
pick her arm up.
Give me that church pew.
Yeah.
And now you get plenty of them there.
Erica remembers how we used to have to set the VCR. So you're telling your age, Erica.
Those things, and then came along the point to where, like on Comcast, where you could go in and have it set up to where it would record each week your favorite show.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah,
Where you could do
yeah.
that with your,
TiVo,
the smart TV.
TiVo something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you don't have to worry about that because it's online. You can just go, whoop, there it is.
You just type it in and there it is.
It's amazing how you can do that. You can
Matlock
even
anytime I want to.
You can, and you can use a keyword, like you can go to YouTube or Facebook and type in that one word, what you're looking for, and you get a variety of choices to watch that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man, it's awesome.
Things have definitely changed as we move into a new era. And you imagine this, what's going to be like for your grandchildren. Y'all, do you remember the girl that was on 90210, Shannon Daltrey?
Oh, I remember her, yeah.
Yeah, and let me show you her face. This was also a picture from Daily Mail. This is what she looked like. She used to be on 90210, that Beverly Hills show that was real popular back in the 90s.
I just didn't watch.
She passed away this year from breast cancer. It was very aggressive. And her publicists, I didn't watch the Grammys, so I didn't know. But when they'd done the tribute to those who passed away this year, they never brought her name up. And she was a great actress. She was in Charmed,
She
I
was
think,
in a
also.
lot of stuff.
A very beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And she lost her life in that battle for cancer this year. Not all that, early 50s, maybe 53. And she'd been battling it for 10 years straight. It never really let up on her.
And they didn't bring her up.
Never mentioned.
See, there's another reason that I don't.
And we've seen that since, and let's be honest about this, it's almost like the same group have taken over the award show in country because, well, it's not country anymore. They'll have artists on there and you look at it and go,
Huh?
yeah. And it's all about ratings. And, well, with ratings come the quality of what middle America wants because they think they know more than you do. And they're just not as good at it. But there's been some that's been left out in country music as well in the past with that. Do you remember? Oh, I'll just leave that for another day there. Bless his heart. He got in all kinds of trouble there. Charles Barkley, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, basketball, yeah.
He, without a shadow of a doubt, during the election, did not like Trump. Said he didn't like Trump. Was a big advocate for the Biden side, Harris side.
Yeah.
They did an interview with him and he goes, wait a minute. Just because I wasn't going to vote for him doesn't mean that I don't respect him or the office of the presidency. And he said he would like to meet, and he thinks that teams that go to the Super Bowl should meet. And he goes, I would treat everyone with respect on that. And that is the way it's done. Even if you don't agree with someone's politics, in the office of such as a president or whatever, respect that.
I mean, Forrest Gump went.
He sure did.
Had a bunch of Dr. Peppers.
Yeah, and he wanted to show him right where he got struck.
Yeah.
Want to see? Sure. Whoever done that editing for Forrest Gump was really good.
That was
because it looked like he was at the White House in that.
Yes, it did. Oh man,
I give them kudos for what they done, Odie. That was really over the top there.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. I was yesterday. I was sitting by Chick-fil-A. And I was talking to Bobby from College Park Auto. Me and him was on the phone, and I forget what we were talking about. I think his wife had spent too much money on something. We were discussing the issue there, and I said, "Oof, I got to go." And he said, "Why?" I said, "It's drawn, guns drawn, and here they come." And I jumped out with my extra phone, and this is what we saw in the parking lot. Let's blow this up here. I got two different videos that we'll look at this now.
Ooh.
I'm not going to say this young man's name here. He's in Odie. He's an officer of the law. Yeah, I'm going to say it that way. Yeah. Bless his heart. After it was over, he is new to that department, and his new equipment hasn't come in, and so he had to borrow a bulletproof vest. And after it was all said and done, I was sitting in my truck talking to this with him watching, and it took 3 people to get the bulletproof vest off of him because it was too small, and they were tugging. And I didn't have the heart to video it, but it was hilarious. And
Did you ask him if he wanted to borrow one of yours?
It looked like a pickle on him because he was so much bigger than the bulletproof vest, and he looked like he had this little spot on him that was supposed to be a bulletproof vest.
Just don't hit me right here.
Let's hit play here and take a look at this.
Oh, man.
This is the car that was being addressed here. As you can see, that's a little bitty. I hope you're staring at that.
That's a big old boy.
He's big. Now, let's go here and let me show you what it looked like as I pulled up on this. This is where I was sitting in my truck here. Let's blow this up where you can see this. As we'll see, this is the car that they raided. And let me tell you, when they come in, it was like the cavalry had arrived. And I had to drop the phone and tell Bobby bye. And here's, as we hit play here, we've got a suspect right there. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm walking toward this as we get a little bit closer, and I go up in increments. I don't handcuffs there. And what this all amounted to, Odie, was a domestic violence charge, and then also there was a warrant out of Florida. Oh. So you never know who's parked next to you of what could be going on there.
Criminal got to eat too.
That's right. He was taken into custody and taken away there after a little bit there. And let me just zoom up a little bit as we go through here. They took this as very serious offense, and it is.
Well,
he was put into the car and hauled away, and again will face charges in Florida as we look at this. But no one was hurt, and
Good
by
deal.
all means, the police handle this. And how this works is they watch, and I don't want anybody to think, well, they've done this in a public place and they're going to harm. They waited, they watched, and they made that call to move in when it was safe, when no one was around. And that's how you do that. I don't want to make anybody fearful. Oh, the police are careless. No, they were not.
Well, sometimes that's the safest place to take somebody down.
Because they're careless.
Their guard down. They do have some respect for humanity, so they see a lot of people around. When you get swarmed, it's one of those where it's just, here I am.
Yeah. I'm telling you, they were quicker than sliced butter. I mean, it was quick.
It's calculated.
So that's what went on yesterday. If you were in that area wondering why the police are here, what's going on with that, that's what was going on there. And again, the young lady was taken to safety and she was not harmed. We don't know any backstories. I don't know any of that part. I just know it was a domestic violence charge. I spoke to a family member, and they were thankful that took place. So more coming up. Scotty Ray and Odie, as that ain't got the little fishies on it, does it? I thought you had on your fish shirt with the little bitty fishies, but that's little
it was
dots.
just dots.
Look at there, stylish. Harry Mary's jealous of you
moving
right
on
now.
up.
Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance. by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. They're coming here.
Yeah,
welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie. As we mentioned the Oscars, it hit an all-time low, down another 7%. Because America just doesn't care.
No.
Enough about that. There you go. Yeah. Hey, here's some big words. This will probably be the second place as we see that our new guy that's head of everything is changing back the name of a fort. Glad to see this.
It should be.
Fort Benning is getting its name back. It was changed to Fort Moore, and it's being renamed Fort Benning. There was a lot of carelessness of all across here. Fort Bragg, I think, is going to be getting its name back of what it used to have. It's had for years. Mm-hmm. So that is Pete is putting a few things back to the way it used to be.
He's moving on up, too.
It sure is there. Now, you brought up something, and I want to be very clear about this. Do y'all remember back during COVID when you could not get a new car? There was a reason. You remember what that reason was?
There was thousands of vehicles brand new straight off the lot, but they wouldn't work because there was one key component that they could not get.
And what was that?
And that was the computer chip.
Yep. So with these tariffs that have been implemented on other countries, y'all guess what is fixing to start being manufactured in America?
Ooh, somebody's going to bring a chip factory.
Yep. I think it's around $100 million investment into the United States, bringing tons of jobs. Now, somebody made a comment a while ago that had it, didn't quite have all the facts, but that's what it is. Again, let's look at COVID, all the things you had to do without, and these tariffs are getting it to where it's more economical to have American jobs, things built here, and where we don't have to rely on other countries. Another big thing that needs to happen here, Odie, is our medicine made in America. That's no longer. That is because if we get cut off from that, the many, especially elderly, and there's people of all ages that have to have medication to function, to live. We need to have that on our own homeland to where that is accessible to every American, and we don't depend upon another country turning us off.
Do you remember years ago when, we'll say, FHA home was being built? Government money was used
back
to
when
build
a house
it.
could be built for $6,000.
Yeah, but when you had it, you had inspectors come through. Now, before you pour that concrete, I need to come and look at your rebar. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's American rebar. You're good. Pour your concrete. Somebody come up. Nope, that's not American rebar. Pull it out. You're not getting paid for that.
I know what you're talking about.
It was American products, and American money bought American products. Now our medicine that Medicare is buying, that we're buying, is manufactured in China. China.
There's a lot of that. You know that as well.
China just shut the whole world down with a bat. Oh, that's what they say. And they're in control of that. And our chips, they're in control of that.
Kind of scary, isn't it?
I'm telling you, why can you buy a $50,000 truck and the next year that truck was $80,000?
Yeah,
Nothing different in that truck.
No. It is actually. I saw these numbers. I wanted to read this to you. Y'all all have heard of this USAID, or however you want to word it.
USAID. Yeah.
Yes, it's said several different ways, but at the end of it, you could say USAID, and everybody know what I'm talking about. As we get down into the breakdown of what some of this money was used for, $25 billion of this. Let me give you a little bit here. Now, $25 billion of taxpayers' money used through this was used to subsidize small businesses in Ukraine. $2 billion went toward helping out. $2 million. $2 billion went towards helping carpet cleaners business. How do you feel about that, Odie?
I got a problem with that.
Carpet manufacturing, all of it, the carpet industry. $678,000 went to biscuit companies. $733,000 went to a fashion photographer. Money well spent by your tax dollars, isn't it? $94,000 went to a condiment manufacturer, and I'm assuming that's ketchup your mayonnaise, little things there.
Probably so they can sell that crap back over here.
Here's a good one: $150,000 given to a pickle maker. Now, don't you think we got some pickle makers here? Like Aunt B made pickles. She didn't get no 150. Okay.
Everybody's got cucumbers in the garden.
$255,000 went to an organic coffee tea producer. Man, what a great cause to give American taxpayers money to.
Pet tracking.
$90,000 went to a vineyard. Let's see, a fruit tea company got $104,000. Yeah, and as Odie said, a pet tracking company got $300,000.
A dog collar manufacturer, $300,000. And we have illegal staying in the hut and our vets staying on the street. We got a problem.
Yes, we do. This, again, was money that was being spent that the average taxpayer would have never known about. And again, there's probably still across America many, many things that we don't know that your dollar goes toward, that gets bundled into a package and approved. And y'all know how this works. They're trying to pass a section and they update the bill at midnight and say it's got to be voted on by tomorrow morning. 1,800 pages.
Yeah.
Who could read that?
Yeah.
All this has got to stop. It's your money. It's you in debt, your grandkids that will never be able to pay for this. And we will go bankrupt if someone doesn't watch it. My 2 cents on that. But what does aid to a country...
I tell you what, we'll sell you aid. We'll make the products over here, and if you want to buy them, order them.
Now, here's another one, and this is probably going to get a large attention to Zelensky, if I said his name correctly. I almost got tongue-tied there. Trump has ordered all military aid to be paused. That means anything going over there is paused. Doesn't say we're not going to help them in the future. It's paused until he can get his priorities right.
Well, I need to sit down and talk with this fella and say, why do you threaten me in my own office on camera for the world to see? Why you threaten me? Because you don't want a problem with me.
This is one of those things of, and I read an article, I've never seen this, a guy that used to work for Trump that said if Trump ever talks to you in his, it showed a picture of how his hand was, and he goes, if he ever points at you like that, he goes, it's over. He said, you have lost. He said, I've been around him long enough to know when that hand, and we've all been around people of the little trigger points. Yeah. And he said, when Trump uses that hand, you ain't getting nothing else. It's over. You might as well go out.
I've heard he is wanting to come back and see if there's a way he can make this deal.
I think this will speed it up.
Here, and I'm like, we need to have some serious talk because we need the minerals that they have over there.
Correct.
We've got to have that. Plus, we need to make some of our money back. So the way I understand it is we're going to send... Yeah, it would work. We're going to send a company over there, and they're going to mine this stuff, and we're going to give them a percentage, and we're going to keep the percentage. And that's kind of how we're going to get our money back. Now, being United States companies over there, that's kind of a protection for him. But I'd probably look at him and say, you just lost 10%, son. Now the new table coming up.
It's going to be different.
You want to not sign this and come back because we're going to go down again.
and something else I read about as we talk about things across our nation of where we are and what's going on. Philadelphia, and I'm talking PA, not Mississippi, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is something, and I understand it, and it's a sad state that I understand this. In large cities, I think years ago we had some buses in Meridian. We don't now. In large cities, they still use public transportation because the cities are big. Some people can't afford cars, and it's in a way to get back and forth to work economically. They are going to encase the bus drivers in bulletproof glass. And you go, why? Well, it's just like the medicine bottles. Somebody's done something. Wow. They've had to put that small print on there, don't do this. But that is happening in Philadelphia, PA. Yeah. As I look at that is sad that we're at that point. But if it saves a life of a bus driver, I'm all for that. Mm-hmm. But it's a sad day that we have to do that to protect people. And again, we will see this when it comes to convenience stores. We get them robbed here all the time. It's going to be to where at 6 o'clock, it's shut down, it's bulletproof glass, and you ask for what you want out of the store, and it's handed through a little. They used to do it in California, and I think it's that time. If you have a 24-hour business to where there's an area that's blocked off with bulletproof glass, and they can't get to the cashier for safety, it's coming.
Louisiana was the store locked, and you're in there. You bring up what you wanted. You had no contact with the person behind the glass. They rang it up and then stuck money in. And
cash,
you got change through a little bitty drawer.
Kind of like a toll booth thing.
Yeah. And then when you got your stuff, put it in a bag, then they would buzz you out.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It's just something to consider. I don't know what the cost would be. Don't get me wrong. I don't know what it would cost to do that. But we got lives at stake. Something to consider.
No, do we back? Russia is our enemy.
Yes.
But you don't want to get in a war with them. If America and Russia gets in a war, the world is over. That is it. We will wipe out the entire world, just the two of us. We do not need to get involved with Russia. You don't go against them. You don't go for them. You live harmoniously with them, if you can.
Here's a prime example of that. Anybody remember watching Josie Wells?
Yeah.
Josie Wells rides out and he meets the chief, and he goes, look, me and you can fight, or we can live together. You do your thing, I do your thing. I'm not going to cause you a problem.
That's right.
When it comes time, you can take some of my cattle. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm going to take some of your buffalo. And they worked out a peace deal.
That's what we're at.
I got another point I wanted to make before we go to our next segment of the show. A lot of times I hear people say, well, what he done didn't involve work. What you do, if you're the leader of a company, if you're an employee of a company, what you do in your part-time also affects that business, especially if you're the CEO. Now, I don't know what this guy done because they ain't telling.
Oh.
The CEO of Kroger has been relieved of duties. They did an investigation of a personal conduct in his personal life, and it crossed a line, and he has been relieved of duties. Now, it doesn't tell us what he done. It'll probably come out later.
Yeah.
But he is no longer the CEO. Humma.
Well,
and it really does. What you do, if you're not, think about that. When you get out of your car and you're walking through a store, it doesn't hurt to say, hello, how are you today? Be nice to people. And what you do, boy, I got a list up here of things that I could tell right now that there's a lot of people that don't want me to talk. We'll leave that alone. But what you do off the clock affects what you do on the clock, is all I'm saying. Don't
worry, Shirley. I won't let him say that.
Boy, I bet she just blushed.
It was.
She's like, Scotty Ray's going to tell it all.
Yeah.
She knows I know. We'll be right back. J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Odie, I got a breaking text just a moment ago. I had attended lunch last week, and as I was sitting there at El Norte on top of the hill, I got a picture sent to me, and it was somebody who had not been able to park within the lines out front.
Oh.
And it was our good friend Judge T. Oof. Our retired judge, the most respected judge we had. Yes, sir, Bob.
Yes.
So he approached the table, and I pointed out that his truck was not parked correctly. And I got told off real quick there. He could park that truck anywhere he wanted to and how he wanted to. Well, this morning I got another text. The judge needs a ride. He's thumbing. His transmission is out.
Well, don't call RW. His is tore up too.
They're going to have to walk together.
They're going to have to walk together. They can go hand in hand. It's la-di-da.
He was bragging about, I got 400,000 miles and I ain't never done nothing to it.
Yeah.
Bless his heart, he's walking this morning. So if y'all happen to see Judge T walking on the side of the road, give the man a ride. He deserves a little respect there.
Him and RW are the same boat. Swing by RW and
he had to be towed yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lost his front tire or something?
Locked up.
Boy, I bet that was downright embarrassing.
You know
I've been towed.
I have to. Yeah, you couldn't hide that truck. Scotty Ray!
We go back to 1829, and this is real similar to what we have in the White House now. The people's president. The only problem was, y'all have heard this story, if you know anything about history, as he was elected, he thought, well, I am a man of the people. Y'all come on over to the White House.
Y'all come see what I got.
Well, he did. And then they got to eating and breaking china, and the next thing you know, somebody got in a fight and got thrown out the White House window, and it all unfolded there into this big brawl because, well, it got raided there. As we go back to remember there, Andrew Jackson opened up the White House. It was kind of like open house.
Yeah, it was open house.
And they just didn't know how to behave.
We found a ride. Ann said she'd come get you. And I'm glad you made it out of the shower. She says she watches us from the shower every day.
Thank you.
Do you know how many women we wake up with every morning and how many women we're taking showers with?
I have no comment. Go pick up Judge T. He was like, oh, yeah.
And RW. RW got plenty of women.
Oh, that's what rumor is.
Yeah.
That poor man's broke all the time trying to support all them.
Chocolate he buys.
We had an inauguration today back in 1861. Believe it or not, there is a picture of it that exists somewhere. I don't have it, but it was a real far-off picture, and it was a little dot that you could see old Abe standing up there. Back in 61, he was inaugurated again.
Oh, Abe. Honest Abe.
You believe that?
No.
Okay. In 69, we would have another inauguration today. It would be this guy.
Ulysses.
He just, drank a lot.
Yeah. And there wasn't a lot of coffee. We got people we're drinking coffee with this morning.
I enjoy drinking coffee with y'all.
We do.
Do you remember? And I lost track of her after this, and I had no idea that she was in Beetlejuice, Nightmare Before. I didn't know any of that until last night. And I thought, and she was pretty. Do y'all remember her from Home Alone?
That was the mother who lost her child.
Right. And I just wouldn't have recognized her with the blonde hair. The red really fits her better, I think. And that hairstyle back at Home Alone looks better than this.
That's your normal.
Yeah. I'm not that I'm a fashion guru or anything. I just know what looks better on her. I bet she didn't appreciate that, did she? What you got?
Nothing. That's your clock, and you wasn't a fashion guru.
That's correct. Let's see here. 1958. She was pretty on Everybody Loves Raymond. She couldn't get along with his mama, but she's got a birthday today. Patricia Heaton, born in 1958. She really kind of made the show, didn't she?
She did. Happy birthday. Because Raymond's brother, I know some people like him. He's just dumb.
You remember, what was that commercial deal that he got for a little while that didn't last long? Was it? It wasn't Subway, but it was. I remember seeing him for some national commercials for a little bit. It just didn't click. It didn't last.
I just couldn't.
This was before.
That's all I could think of with him.
And that's right. This was before Tammy wrote the song. It would come later.
Ooh. Yeah.
Lucy and Desi got a divorce today. It was 1960 that it all unfolded. And they were kind of like the perfect TV couple.
Yeah. She changed the way people signed contracts when it come to making shows.
Keeping the rights.
Not just for women, but for everybody out there. Man.
I haven't
Jimmy
seen
John's.
What we get there?
Jimmy John's. Was it Jimmy John's? He was a commercial for?
That may have been it.
I can't remember.
That's a possibility. It was some form of a food, if I remember. And I think you're right. Jimmy John's was it.
Well, Michael Ray finally made it out of the shower.
Oh, go ahead, Michael Ray. Still wet behind the ears.
Yeah. He's
Don't spook nobody. Make them run out in just a towel. You know how they used to portray it in the commercials where somebody would reach out to get their newspaper and get locked out of the house? You ain't got to worry about that no more. Those are gone. We go back to 61, and I don't see this in reruns, and maybe it exists, and I don't know. The TV show Wings? Do you remember this guy? He was the brother? Steven
I remember
Weber.
the show. I know that was one of your favorite shows.
Yeah, it was just good. Had the monk guy on there.
Oh, yeah. Now, Monk, he was funny.
And then that's Daly's, and that guy right there, he was funny as all get out.
Now, he was the mechanic.
Yeah, and he's been in other things. He was just real dry. I kind of liked it. One of my favorite movies is The Fugitive.
That's a good one.
Harrison Ford.
Yes.
What an actor. This was one of those that had the accent of a Yankee.
Yeah.
Daniel Roebuck. He was born today back in 1963. I don't think he looks anything like that now, but we'll just leave it to our imagination.
He was big on Matlock.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah. He was. He worked for him as an attorney and a private investigator, and it was Matlock's best friend's son.
Huh.
What else you want to know?
Learning. You know a little bit about Matlock, don't you?
I like me some Matlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy was his best friend.
1967, Merle Haggard had a #1 today.
Ooh.
It's called The Fugitive. Like that. She said something about he would. Let me show you. He is wearing the mechanic's outfit right there. That guy.
And we're getting reports that was Lloyd.
Was that his name? Lloyd.
Lloyd was the mechanic.
That's the guy I'm pointing to back here with the little jumpsuit on.
Yeah.
But I didn't remember his name. Boy, y'all got good memories of what characters' names were.
We got smart people.
Back in '78, I was 9 years old.
Ooh.
And I can remember the first time I heard it.
Willie's had a gray beard so long it's fixing to turn brown.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. It would go #1. Ed Bruce would be the guy that wrote it, but it would take these two to make it a household song.
Yeah.
And it is forever burned in your memory. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Make them be doctors and lawyers and
such. Yeah, boy.
Anybody remember Police Squad?
Oh, yeah.
Leslie... And it had to be tough. Now, I ain't gonna lie. It had to be tough as a young man growing up being named Leslie. It was almost like being named Sue. Can you imagine the pain that he endured during high school?
Oh.
But Police Squad would come out today. Philip Drummond. Wasn't that his name on there?
I think it was.
He was funny.
Yeah.
This guy's life would get turned around. And who says that a woman can't change a man?
Well,
Most people say you are what you are. But this woman didn't take no for an answer. She kept on and on after each arrest. And let me tell you, it was many arrests. A lot of bailing out. But finally, it came through as Nancy married him today. It was back in '83. She married the possum.
Even on the lawnmower.
Took his car.
Took his car.
And she finally, she kept him alive a lot longer because he wasn't, as Waylon sang, I ain't living long like this, am I, baby? The Possum. I'd almost forgotten about this movie.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
When he looked at the house and they go, well, we're keeping the staircase.
There's a couple of movies that he has made that is just absolutely funny.
Yeah.
Great. He was a comedian. And he told a lot of true stories. But then as a comedy actor, it doesn't really get better than Richard Pryor.
And it tragically, what happened to him, he lived through it, was when he was doing that cocaine.
Yeah.
And he caught on fire.
He said, freebasing.
Ooh, it got bad.
Man.
Can you believe this has been 30 years ago? Well, actually, it's moving on to 31 now.
Wow.
John Candy, Uncle Buck, and numerous roles that he played throughout. But that was 94, Odie.
I cannot believe it.
It's just shocking that could be.
He got up there to do a comedy show one day, and he says, let me move this microphone stand so y'all can see me.
As Chuck would say, fat people got feelings too. I gotta say that was the funniest thing I've ever heard said to Judge T in my life.
Yeah. Oh, y'all just don't know what we have to endure sometimes.
It was also 1994 that this guy, and we bring him up a lot because he was good. He had a voice like no other. He was a regular Joe, and he had a #1. Welcome to Earth, Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, that was good.
Long time ago. Oh, did we lose this young lady today?
Man, I tell you, she was definitely well-known, Grand Ole Opry, Hee-Haw.
Sarah Cannon is her real name.
Tag.
Yes, sir. We lost her today. Minnie Pearl.
Man.
A very well-educated person that it was totally different from the character that she portrayed on the Opry and Hee-Haw and many other things.
Yeah.
She had a lot of good-looking friends on Hee-Haw. Did you ever notice that?
She did. She hung around a lot of them.
The Hee-Haw honeys.
Yeah. Oh.
I totally forgot. This was a big hit. I never watched it. But I do know that it was big on television.
Yeah, I don't think I did either.
I didn't watch it, but it was a big one there on from 97 to 2003.
Dang, it was on there, 6 years?
Yeah. David Spade was one of the main characters in it. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Lone Star was at the top of the charts back in 25 years ago, y'all.
Golly.
Amazed. Another one of those love song, belly rubbing songs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who it was.
We got another one of these here.
We got
to go bye-bye.
Okay, we can do that.
Y'all don't worry about it. Won't get any more.
Yes, I'm trying to. Who did we bump into that this was their favorite character?
That was Greg, I think.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, anybody remember at the YMCA? Glenn Hughes passed away today. He was.
I think Greg's got a jacket like that. Are you sure that
he wasn't in Police Academy also? Dancing?
I don't think so. Could have been.
Somebody was dressed like him then.
May have been.
Down at the Blue Oyster? I saw a picture of somebody at the Blue Oyster.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. But Glenn Hughes, he was part of the original Village People in the YMCA, and he was the leather man, as they described it. I'll leave it at that. And let's find something else to talk about, Odie, before I get carried away there. Now, by the awards, you would think that this was the best thing that ever happened. I disagree with it. And it ain't nice to say you don't agree with something when it comes to the word cash, but to me, it was not his best. It was at the end of life, and they were handing out awards, trying to remember him, and he got a little carried away. To me, it was nowhere near the best that he ever done. Hurt. To me, it was probably the worst I ever heard.
That wasn't real good.
Not to me. Now, y'all may have loved it, but I think there was a lot of Johnny has passed away, and we need to give him an award, and they did.
Yep.
And it's very hard to listen to. Very hard. Oh, somebody got out of prison today.
Her and Snoop Dogg become friends.
As we go back to that moment, captured in time, there's Martha. She's getting out. there have been many, many others that done so much worse than she did. And Martha's, maybe she did get a small tip, but it wasn't as bad as some of these folks that make $100,000 a year that now have $78 million in their bank accounts.
Well, you know what I hear is old Doge is looking into that pretty hard.
Wow.
And
insider trading secrets, I think you're hitting at.
So when did you get that lump sum? Oh, that was right after you made that trade or that purchase, and you had that information 2 days before. We're going to put 2 and 2 together. Insider trading. Are y'all going to get what Martha Stewart got?
Good question.
Fair is fair.
It is. Of all the entertainers that ever existed, this young lady intrigued me. She was beautiful.
Has it been 9 years?
Yes. And they videoed as her health started declining for her daughter. She would pass away from that awful disease, cancer. And I can still remember the first time I saw her on a national scene. She went to one of those American Idol type shows. I don't remember the name of it. It was a country show. They won. You'll remember her as Joey Feek. She was such a beautiful woman. You remember the song "Cheater, Cheater, You White Trash
yeah,
Blank"?
That was him. And
of course, her husband wrote Blake Shelton's "Some Beach." He's the writer of that. He's written so many things. He's a talented guy, and he's raising his daughter. He had previous children, and it's so sad. She was such a beautiful girl. Lost her life to cancer. We would also lose this guy, and I was in shock when he passed away.
Yeah, this was unexpected.
He started out on 90210, and I didn't quite get as a little rich kid. Then he would go on to play a real part in 8 Seconds. Luke Perry passed away back in 19. Can you believe that? That's been 6 years.
That's what I'm sitting here. It just doesn't seem like it's been that long. 8 Seconds was an awesome movie. Yeah.
Let's see what else. Oh, this guy. I remember him from Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
And where he had to show his allegiance. Hand me your arm. He pulls it out, and the guy takes a big lighter, and he just stands there. Now, in reality, you'd go to whine him. But he played the part very good. Y'all remember this guy? He was in Dark Shadows. He would go on to Dharma and Greg, and he always played all these little different characters, but he was in Lethal Weapon there.
That's what I remember him from.
Mr. I can't remember what they called him in that, but it was pretty good there.
Something, but it was good.
I think we got another one here, don't we there, Odie? Wishing somebody success, happiness, good health.
Well, let's see. Hold on.
Okay, don't get rid of that.
Not yet.
Okay.
Because the other ones, we got rid of the one that was up there. Oh, I just love the way you talk. Would you send me a friend request?
You ain't never had anybody say that to you?
The first part, yeah.
Aisle 9
now
in Walmart.
I like the way you laugh. I heard you from halfway across the store.
7:58. We'll be right back. So much more to talk about.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
And request.
All right, I was trying to ask Odie how to pronounce the name because I wanted to sound all smart and everything, but I'll just say it the best way I can. We've got a reporter that's probably going to get into some trouble with this, as they're giving details of ICE raids. A guy named Pablo Marquez, is that how you say that?
Marquez,
He was
something like that.
Former staffer with the Democrat National Party and is in the media now and leaking information, and they're saying there's consequences for that.
Well, so
I don't know how this could happen here, but imagine this. You're picking up in Boston at the airport. You're reaching in to get your luggage, and you're setting it down. You get bit by a scorpion. It happened. They don't know how it got in the airport, but it bit a woman. She was rushed to the hospital. She's going to be okay. They're deadly, aren't they?
Well, I'm not real up on my scorpions, but I think there's different kinds. And, yeah, there's some of them that will get you, and some that's not as bad, but still.
There's something to think of there.
Stung by one.
Do you remember in the Bronx in New York, not that long ago, to where a child died? It was at a daycare. The lady kept kids that were home, and her boyfriend was a drug dealer.
Yeah.
And a child got into it and died.
Yeah.
They're sentencing her to jail for 45 years for that. Now, I don't know what they're going to do to him, but she gets 45 years. Drugs should have never been there. You know that as well as I do.
Not at all.
Over 600,000 Volkswagens and Audis are being recalled. Audi? Is that how you pronounce that word? Audi? Audi.
Kind of like an Annie.
They're risking rolling away, so if you own one of them, have it checked out to make sure that yours is okay.
Well,
that's the problem. It's going quick there. We have 5 people on it, and I don't know if anybody, I fly when I can because you're not as tired when you get there. You ever been through any turbulence?
Oh, yeah.
I've only been through just a little bit of a whoop, whoop, and it makes you go, and you look around. We had
through some of that.
Texas, 5 people that had to be taken to the hospital for turbulence injuries. It was pretty rough there, and it will, if you're not buckled in, it will slam you up against the top.
Well, the bottom of that airplane dropped down, and you're still sitting right there for a minute.
It's kind of quick.
Yeah.
So they've been taken to a hospital. They're going to be okay, but that's it.
There it is, $100 billion investment over like 4 years.
Yeah.
Something like that.
That's major for our country.
That's for the country. Remember Lauderdale County, because of the power company, $10 billion investment over next 8 years. Man, I mean, that's great.
Did you know that McCall, the guy that was in Home Alone, had a brother that was an actor?
Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, did you know he had a brother?
No.
Yeah, and he won an Oscar the other night for, let's see what it was.
Well, I've been done.
A Real Pain, whatever movie that is, he won an Oscar for that. But I didn't even know that he had a brother.
I didn't either on both of them.
Well, you ain't got talent unless you can do that.
With alcohol.
Yeah. I don't know who wrote that line in there, but it was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was good. That hit the spot right there.
Let's see what else we got going on this morning. Locally, let's get back to some local stories that have happened that we haven't covered so far this morning. We have not gone, let's see here, schools and things. Let's go over our schools that are getting... We did do that.
Yep, we started off doing that. But go on Scotty Ray. You can go to the Facebook and it'll pull up that link and then click it. Or you can just go to scottyray.com, pull it up, and then if there's any other closings out there, another school or something that you're going to close, email that scottyray1969@aol.com. You know, I like to say that.
I know you do.
And then he'll get that posted on there, or somebody will. One of the amazing number of staff that we have here.
I'm looking for them. Y'all come on up.
We'll get that posted for you.
I want to remind y'all this. This is a very dangerous part of town. We had a life lost here last year. It was a fender bender yesterday, but always remember when you're leaving either one of these two places going the opposite direction from the lane of travel, use caution. We had a little fender bender there yesterday afternoon in between Marvin's and Tractor Supply.
I'm glad everybody was
One car was already taken away that was involved in this, but Nothing bad happened there yesterday other than fender bender. If you'll remember, we lost a student that was at MCC not long ago.
Sure was, yeah.
We had a foot chase last night. One person taken into custody. That happened on 14th Street around 30th Avenue. Jumped right out the car and took off running.
Well, figured he'll have a better chance of doing that.
We had a minor accident yesterday morning, and this looks worse than it is. As we go here, we had a van crash yesterday morning. Police on the scene here. This was up near Highland Park. Most likely some form of a medical issue happened. And again, it just kind of rolled into the bushes. It wasn't anything serious. But just to give you a bird's eye view there of what went on there. They didn't seem to like me there at all.
Well, I reckon not. Yeah, they got there.
They told me to leave. I said, I'm depressed. And they still were not impressed.
And now they're depressed.
Yes.
Yes, somebody asked. Scotty Ray will be bringing the weather tonight. So definitely don't worry about that. He'll have you covered. Use the phone number, 888-777 in the subject line. Write 39301. Send that to sign up for Nixle Emergency Alerts, and you will get all National Weather Service alerts on your phone because we're having some problems with some of our sirens. So get that. It's even better. Everybody gets it, not just a few that's within a couple of miles of that siren. So 888-777 is the phone number. 39301 is the text message you want to send out. But don't do anything else. It's going to say, hey, you want to add your email. Don't do anything else. Nothing else. Just that. And you're done.
If you heard the sound of rubber squealing and bright lights and 7 or 8 police cars passing your house last night, well, it was a car chase.
Well, then.
Here we go, Odie. This is what was going on there. It ended at 20th Street and 25th Avenue. One person would go to jail. One of the charges was, DUI.
Oh, so they did catch him.
Yes, sir. Can't be getting out of that one there.
Good job.
Yes, sir. We had a disturbance in the parking lot of Dollar General last night. We had friendly MPD arrive there to investigate that also. Don't be fighting in the parking lot of Dollar General.
And the Dollar General.
Everybody's going to see it, is all we're saying. I got a lot of text about that one there. Small incident last night. Let's see where we had this. This was out on Causeyville Road, if I'm not mistaken, there near Toomsuba, Shelby Gressett Road. We had a little minor accident there. Nothing too major, but as you can see, the car off in the ditch, rump row. Those things do happen from time to time. That was one of them.
Lori, no 601. Phone number 888-777. It's a code. It's not really a phone number. But better explain it. Where the phone number goes, it's just plain 888-777 and then 39301 in your subject, and you're done.
I wanted to say thank you to Neshoba Central Elementary, as I went up yesterday to meet the kids, and we all got together and took some pictures afterwards. This is the first grade class there, Odie.
Look at there.
Sweet as they can be. And we got to read some Dr.
I bet
Seuss.
I know what book it wasn't that you read.
Right, and they told me as I went in that someone else had read that and asked that it be banned.
I don't blame them. I'll second that.
That was a tough one there.
That was hard.
But a big thank you for them letting me come up. That was very nice of them to have us up for the kids there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. What was going on here with all these people and trash cans and food? What was up with this, Odie?
So that was a class that we had yesterday with pipelines, all the pipelines that come through our area. And this was going through the safety part, what to do, how to do it. So a lot of people from our area, emergency responders, even water companies that are digging in the ground. That is what a class that they do every year. Very, very informative. So Stephanie said, does it work with other counties? Now, so we've got Nixle emergency alerts in Lauderdale County. Kemper's got Nixle. I'm not sure of any of these other ones, but every county has got some type of an emergency alert, and whatever company that could be. It could be Code Red, it could be Nixle, it could be anything. Get with your county EMA and find out what emergency alert service that they use for you to sign up for. Right here in Lauderdale County, we do use Nixle. 888-777 39301, and send that. Now, you're good. Now, Erica watches with every morning from Pennsylvania, and she's got ties to our area. So if she wants to keep up with what's going on here because of her family, she can do that there. Now, it's not going to give her anything else but Lauderdale County. But definitely go there for Kemper as well.
So you can go here for Kemper County and go to the sheriff's page.
Yep.
And you go right here where it says receive alerts. And you can click on this, and then you can choose if you want it in an email or if you want it in a text, and it'll be sent to you.
There you go.
I would say call somebody, but they rarely call me back, so I doubt you'd get a phone call back. So just go ahead and do it this way.
They got your name as Do Not Answer.
That's what it is. He's coming again.
Oh, me. So a lot of changes are coming with emergency alerts.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the mayor's race changes coming.
There's going to be a lot of changes.
Woo! Y'all, we're getting close to this. This is March 4th. The election is going to be the 1st. That will be the runoff for the Democratic side. Who will be chosen as the Democrat representative go to move on to the final election before we elect possibly a new mayor. If I were a betting man, I'm going to say there's going to be a new person sitting in that chair come July.
Well, now, that's right here local, but also local is a statewide or a state race coming up, and that's in 21 days. You'll be going to the poll to elect District 81 House of Representative. So we got stuff coming up on that. So we'll be sharing that with you in the days to come. So don't worry, we'll keep you informed, we'll keep you posted. Just stick right here with us.
We'll be right back with birthdays. Make sure to get those in. We don't want to leave yours out.
That's right.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church, and nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Welcome back. I mentioned for the last couple of days, as we get more and more information of this, Sunday afternoon I got 15, 20 texts that say something's happened in Dallas at a cheerleading.
Oh, yeah.
And it was rumors that shots had been fired. Turns out it wasn't. It was a bunch of daddies that couldn't get along with one another that got into a fist fight. They commenced to rolling on the ground, fighting over and over and over and over. And then somebody goes, "Did I hear a shot?" And then it was stampede like you ain't ever seen. Everybody ran out, and the police were called to possibly shots fired, and they were never fired.
But they broke the fight up.
Yeah, it spooked the crowd, and everybody ran out. They were tripping and running over each other trying to get out of the thing, but there was no shots. It was just I don't want to call it a barroom brawl, but a brawl at the cheerleading outfit thing.
Mine did a better flip than yours.
My daughter done better than your daughter. Well, I guess it could be your son too. But majorly, it's girls. I know there are some guys.
Well,
that do
men stand there and hold them up.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have somebody there's a base. You got to have a base.
That's right. That's my base man over here. Who we got? Let's get into this. I want to show this. We had some questions about what to do. And Odie, let me show this on a phone. Down at the bottom, let me show you here. That little green thing on this side is text messages. Where it says messages.
Yeah, it could be different on
Yeah, depending upon
where you got it set
mine is
up.
green and says I got
Yeah.
like 50 text messages.
Yeah, you're not. So up there at the top, I'm gonna see. We're gonna type in 888-777.
5309. Wasn't that song?
Yeah.
867. I don't need to confuse.
8675309. Yeah.
Can you type?
Well.
Oh, he said, boy, I'll tell you, our example went bad.
Yeah, it did. Okay. So, and you can't really see it.
It's whiting you out there.
Yeah. But say I'm going to send Scotty Ray a message, a text message, and at the top I type in his phone number. That's where you type in 888-777. Then the message that I want to send Scotty Ray is, hey, what are you doing today? Well, in this case, I just want to send 39301. So you send 39301 to 888-777. Don't call it, but text it, and that'll get you signed up. That's for Lauderdale County. Go to Kemper County, and they have a link. You can go to lauderdalecounty.org, and there's a link on it as well. LimaOnline.com, there's a link as well. But Newton, get with Caleb Bryce. He's your EMA director over there. I'm not sure what service they use, but there's where
we go here, Odie?
They do. Go to county department. Well, scroll down, and it may be just
right there.
No, that's sheriff's department. Go to Lima. Go to county departments and go down to Lima. There we go. And scroll down from there.
You should really wash your trailer, by the way.
Well, it's getting there. There we go. You see Nixle.
And click here.
And just click there. And boom, there you go.
Look, you can read their phone unlike ours.
You can read there. So there you go. 888-777 and then 39301. Don't do anything else. Yes, you can still buy weather radio as well.
I got several of those. Very, very handy, and they will wake the dead.
They will.
It's a whoo, and nobody in the house will sleep after that, which is good. That's the object of it. It's louder than your phone.
Yeah, it will wake you up. For sure.
Now, we will be covering weather live. We're expecting to begin about 4. Sometimes this stuff will begin earlier if it's 4:50. Whenever the need is, when there's a threat, we will be live and stay live to walk you through this to make sure that you're safe. I am expecting the worst of the worst at this point. It may change to be between 7 and 8 and 8 to 9 and then exiting the state by 9. All of this can change the timeline, how the winds affect the timeline of a storm as it gets here. But now, at this moment, we're saying the worst will be 7-ish. We'll see. We'll let you know. All right, we got a birthday?
Cross your finger. Yeah, we got
Where'd you get all them at? Look at these people.
This is Tuesday, but we kind of got a cover yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
And then so Saturday we had Miss Ella Lawson, a good friend of mine down at the Trailer Hood at the coast when we go stay down there in the summer. Got a birthday. Catherine Everett had a birthday. John Pace, Bob Luke, Louise Thrash, Mike Reed all on Saturday. Melissa Clatterbuck, Pat Daly, Hattie Satcher Williams, Joey Coates, Tony Cullum, Connor Crichton, Sybil Parker, Marissa and Pat was Sunday, and everybody else was yesterday. And then Braxton Scarborough, 26 years young, assistant chief at Lost Scout Volunteer Fire Department. Has a birthday today, along with Loretta Tatum, Beverly Stanwood, Ashley Rickles, 44, and Mark Ingram having birthday today. So happy birthday to each and every one of y'all.
An update.
New Beginning Daycare dismissed at 1 p.m. today.
And also, we're finally getting East Central to add to that list, and we will put New Beginnings and that on there on the page here in just a minute.
Yeah.
Daycare, I'm going to make a note there. And we'll add those to our list on that. But East Central Community College will be dismissing today at 2 o'clock as well. Again, we have not gotten anything from Scuba Tech or East Mississippi Community College, however you want to word that. But as soon as we get those, we'll be updating these each and every time.
That's right, keeping it going. So y'all have a wonderful day. Man, hold
Oh, yeah, I
Ben,
know.
today we got to go to this where we're going to go to Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Just as simple as you can get, but he is always the same. He is always there, and he always loves us unconditionally. All we got to do is invite him into our heart. Ask him to be with us. Ask him to be with you, your family, your community, your county, your state. Keep his hands of protection over us during this storm. Lord, we ask you to protect each and every one of our listeners, no matter where they are. All the people who join us every day, we ask for your blood to cover them in comfort and keep them safe. Y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, remember, we love you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.